Welcome to this journey where we dialogue with thought and heart leaders to share their reflections on human condition and how to improve them.
So I think the next interesting leap from there would be how this deep family rituals which could lead to deep family values or life values to becoming and riding the wave of IT sector. The obvious question is, what made you shift?
At my business required travel, I'll go to US wherever required, but I'll always keep my base is India because I always cherish the values, what I learn and what I want to do with that. So that's why I travel almost 15 days India, 15 days US for so many years. So 9/11 was a challenge. Till that time I used to get red carpet welcome on airport because of so frequent traveler. So you get frequent upgrades and lounge facility and airport. After 9/11 that become curse.
Mm-hmm.
Why you're traveling so much to US? Who are the people you're meeting? Give names of those people. So it become completely reverse situation. And as a matter of fact, while 9/11 happened, I was in the air. So I could not, our plane was diverted to Canada. And I mean, those 3 days episode, I could not connect with anybody at home. And people from home believe that you're going to US. And US is a huge country, but
Yeah, but the reports had already started coming.
Yeah.
That same hour, almost a couple of hours,
Right.
the report had started.
Yeah, it was coming live here. And for elderly family members who has not been to US, they don't know which part of US you've gone through. And so they were concerned about, but I could not connect them. They can't connect me. In those days, mobile were not of today's type. So, but anyway, after almost 24 hours of this event happening, I got to know this happened in US. We were in Canada.
Mm-hmm.
And in Canada, almost 100 aircraft landed up. So one by one aircraft will come on to docking station. They'll get down. So our turn was pretty late, and in that period we thought our aircraft is hijacked because where military was to cover up our aircraft. From inside you don't know anything.
Yeah, because they were sanitizing all the aircraft.
And doctors were they were looking for doctor. In the aircraft there was no doctor, so they could not make announcement of what actually happened from a safety security point of view. So we got to know almost midnight where this event happened in the morning. Midnight when our turn came to get down in Vancouver airport, we got to know about this. And I remember precisely today, airport officer announced that there was attack on US. 50,000 people have died and US airspace is closed. So on a special request, we got you allowing to come in US, in Canada, and we're waiting for next announcement. So we were 2 days stuck into Vancouver, and then airspace open, and then I came back and all. So coming in a point then, which was a premium benefit to me, it became like a challenge to me.
Mm-hmm.
And I remember after September, I went in US for a meeting in Microsoft in October. And I was taken into interrogation room. Those 6-footer, hefty officers, security guys.
Yeah.
I mean, you get scared talking to them. And if you make one mistake, they'll put you in more trouble. So I was really scared to manage those guys. So anyway, thanks to support from my company and Microsoft, I could come out of that. But then they said, Yogesh, this is the situation today. We can't change this. The best way is either you come and stay here for a couple of years. By the time these waves will stabilize and things will be easy for you. So though my wife and my family was not very comfortable, neither I was very comfortable. But we took family and shifted to US for 2 years. And as a matter of fact, most of the family members here perceive that now he is gone with family, he is gone. But I was always very clear that I'll come back. So 2004 May I came back. And Hemant bhai, I don't know, sometimes your body gives you enough messages if you listen to that. Again, remember 29th of May 2004, I landed in Bombay airport. And something I felt that something would be wrong. But at that point, I had no choice. So I took that and kept it myself. And we came in India. So many friends and family members had come to pick us up because I was coming back, which was a surprise to them. Just after that, within 5 days, my wife was diagnosed with cancer. So at that point, I was not worried about. I said, today's medical science has really progressed well. Whatever it may be, we'll fight out and resolve the matter.
So you'd come back 5 days and you said that you'll fight it out.
Yeah. So we took best of opinion in India, and I remember those days, Dr. Jagannath in Lilavati did the operation for Amitabh Bachchan. So I was told, he's the best guy. So we took opinion of him, and he says, whatever he recommended, we went about doing. He took my wife for surgery, and we were told this woman has life for 10 to 15 days. So I was in, fresh from US, I was in that belief that, medical science in India is still in nascent stage. This guy is saying 10, 15 days for a normal woman who is fine. So I couldn't digest that. So I told her, you discharge, I'll take her to US. He understood, and he said, Yogesh, don't make a ego issue. Situation is challenging. I'll give you a note. You take this note and go to US. If any doctor in US says, then you take her to US. But don't take her now. But anyway, cutting long story short, I went to US, I went to UK. Doctor said no. The cancer had spread quite large in the body. Then they said, you don't bring her here, but we can give you medical from here and you can administer those things. So did all that. Then I was sent to Perth, Australia. I did that also. Then I went to even Canada. But some other, cutting long story short, after 7 months of treatment, we lost her. So there was big curiosity stayed back in my mind that for same person, same disease, multiple doctors had multiple views. So is that really medical science really progressed well? So that question stayed back in my heart. But anyway, that happened. But that event onwards, a lot of introspection started happening. And I realized if life is like this, and I spent money like crazy those days. So all my life saving I had put on this. So one biggest lesson came to me is that your health is the highest priority. You can't buy health for money. And I was myself 100 kilo weight those days, and I had diabetes, blood pressure, high cholesterol. So I took a call that I'll come out of this as a. But yes, work pressure and traveling continued, so I was not able to take call. But yes, a lot of introspection was constantly happening. Is this the type of life I like to live? And somehow, I don't know what happened. I believe it's a miracle happened in my life. I was telling my wife those days that I'll take retirement age of 50. Then we'll spend time with family and have fun. Because with my traveling, she was getting a lot of upset. And children, I was not able to spend time. And I used word miracle. That came to my mind. And as I was into introspection mode, my productivity level had gone down a lot. So company was been very kind to me with this personal family history. But there was limit to it. I don't know how it happened. And I'm using word miracle, and that was the turning point of my life. I was sacked on 28th of September, a day of my birthday. And I believe that was the divine miracle in my life. That sacking changed my life. Otherwise, I would have continued being that, like a no man's land. I was not being productive to company. I was feeling guilty that I am not adding value to my organization, as well as I was not able to do anything else. So that change brought in a big change in my life. And After about a week, I told family, otherwise I had not even shared that I have left my job. Then what to do? I had no idea what I'm going to do. So I remember on the 7th day of this event happening, I just put up a question: who are survivors in the world from cancer without conventional form of allopathy? And Louise Hay name popped up. I took a flight and went to US, met her, and she invited me to join the program and explained me. And I was heaven by so much blessed that that was the last public program she did herself. She connected me with Dr. Venn Dyer. Venn Dyer is also a person who came out of cancer using non-conventional methods. So one got into next level. From then, next, they connected me with Dr. Masaru Emoto, the very famous guy of water therapy. He connected me with Dr. Hugh Lang, a famous Ho'oponopono healing method. So one after other, it went on happening. And that about 6 months of my multiple visit to US gave me a strong base that root cause for every disease is in human mind. Your body just manifests what's in your mind. So I took a very clear conscious call that in that case, I need to be able to resolve my diabetes, my obesity. And I got so much fascinated with this new learning that I am only responsible for my obesity, my diabetes, to extend even my cancer. I am only responsible. In the moment you take call that I am responsible, you can do what you want. But till the time you feel my food is contributing to this, or my lifestyle, or something from external thing, you will not take charge and life will not change. So almost for 4 years, I kept on doing various courses and various learning and kept on meeting various masters around the world. And Hemant Bhai, again, thanks to IT, with my so much frequent traveling, I had 8 free tickets to go to US.
Wow.
All those 8 tickets I utilized in learning and meeting masters and various programs. I had 37 free nights in hotels. So both of them, thanks to IT, I could utilize into getting in this phase of life. And I think, I believe Divine set a platform for me. So after about 6 years, I said enough learning now. Let me use this in my own life. How can I come out of my own diabetes and my own obesity? Because this is thoda hatke. It's not, those days it was not so much common in India.
This was which year?
2009.
Okay. 10 years.
So I started working on whatever I learned and started doing. Here my meditation came up big way, came back to me. Roots were there, but it was like had covered by dust.
It was restricted to asanas rather than
Absolutely, yes,
the
yes,
assimilation of it.
yes. So I started doing yoga, meditation, doing walking, start controlling my food habits. All those things I did, and in period of 8 months, I lost 31 kilo of weight.
Wow. Wow.
That was big satisfaction for me. And not only that, I went to my doctor. He said, Yogesh, what's the miracle? Straightway medicine cut to half. After 2 months again, I went. Again further to half. So I was taking 1/4 of medicines I used to take. Again after 2 months I go. He says, Yogesh, you're doing great. I went with the anticipation that they will stop medicine. But no. Again after 2 months I went with sure anticipation that this month medicine will be stopped. And they said no. Then I asked on my own, I said, sir, now what is everything from last 6 months going
All
in
the
perfect
diagnostics
parameter?
are-
So what's the issue? He said, Yogesh, once you're diagnosed a diabetes patient, lifelong you have to take medicine. And I said, diabetes nahi hai. He said, diabetes nahi hai as per this parameter, but there is root in your body. So as per allopathy concerned, you will not able to be free of medicine. But by the time so much learning had gone in myself and I had so much confidence, I said, I'll take calculated risk and stop medicine. So after that experience, I stopped medicine completely. And Divine created a platform for me just 10 days after my decision of freeing me from medicine. My mom was told to do kneecap surgery. So when I was told that mommy has been going next week for surgery, I told mom, can you go to doctor? She said, chalo. I went and asked doctor one question. This elderly woman, she's scared. If you don't do surgery, what will happen? Mommy is looking at me. She's never scared, but I wanted to frame the question to understand. The doctor said precisely that. So doctors told, if you don't do surgery, in 3 to 4 months, this woman will be bedridden.
Yeah.
I said, fine. I wanted that only. Came out. Ma is very curious. He says, "ये question पूछने के लिए तू इधर लेके आया मेरे को." We came home. Precisely this home I know. And I told Mama, doctor has said 3 to 4 months. Can you give me 2 months? I'll resolve this matter. He said, "Beta, तू थोड़ी doctor है." ठीक है. So then I surrender like. But Mama होती है. Next day morning says, Yogesh, what you will do? I said, I don't know what I'll do. But you have seen my life change. I lost so much and I've learned something. So I want to share with you. She committed. Hemant, you know, this is 8-year-old story. You just saw her.
Yeah.
She's on her own, no surgery.
Wow.
So that gave me further confidence that what I'm trying to do is making sense. And Divine created one more platform for me. My driver who was working with me almost 15 years that time, he's 11-year-old boy got brain tumor. Now, I had no confidence that I can treat a brain tumor. And whatever he wanted to do, because he was like part of my family, so we supported him. He's telling one day, Yogesh साहब आपको कुछ बात करना है. I said, बोलो. ये बच्चे को तुम ट्रीट करो. I said, भैया मैं थोड़ी डॉक्टर हूँ. माँ का वर्ड मैं उधर यूज़ किया. I said, नहीं साहब आपका इतना लाइफ चेंज हो गया, माँ को अच्छा हो गया, मेरे बच्चों को भी अच्छा हो जाएगा, मुझे आपका कॉन्फिडेंस है. That was like big pleasant surprise in my life that I can do this. I had no dream that I can do that. And I started doing healing work on him. Whatever I knew, I started doing that. And thank God, I don't know what happened, but in 6 months that boy became like normal. We did his PET scan and everything. The tumor started shrinking. As a matter of fact, I was not believing myself because my doctors, I took his advice. He says, Yogesh, don't spend so much money on this guy. Being a doctor, like mechanical advice. He says, if you don't do surgery, he'll survive 6 months. If you do surgery, maybe 1 year, but there is no solution on this. So don't spend so much money. वो तुमको पैसा वापस दे सकेगा नहीं कभी. But for me, it was more human life. Now, when he became normal, we all were surprised that how this worked, we don't know. To the extent that boy went back to his village in UP, the school said, if you can appear for a particular test, he may not lose the year. So he appeared for the test and he passed. So his year of 8 months almost in Bombay was not lost for him. He continued his study. So these 3 events happening in a period of 5-6 months, Hemant, gave me tremendous confidence that whatever I'm doing is bringing result. How? It was not my understanding, but it is bringing result. And I had completely exhausted my saving because all these research took a lot of money as well as whatever. So earlier wife treatment, so I was not left with any money. But my sister came up to my rescue. She offered her place in Goregaon. It was industrial estate. But he says, okay, this is an empty place, use and start your consulting. खुद तो करोगे, अभी IT में तुम इतने साल के बाद जा नहीं सकते हो. So can you take on this and service society and make this as a business model? You may not charge heavily, but yes, you create this. So for me, it was like experimenting. I started build up a small healing center. I remember almost for 9 months, कोई नहीं आता था. But then I started showing, because in this journey of my research period, I collected thousands of books and videos, and so I used to display that, and people used to come just to read those books and all. I said, can I make a video show, and every Thursday show some movie, or every Friday do some meditation, like this, some activities. I wanted people to come into my center, so at least somewhere it will click in. So those 9 months of investment started paying off, and in 2 years it picked up like a full-fledged line. But this type of treatment, normally you go into posh nursing homes and all that. In the industrial estate was not. So then, but it picked up so well that commercially I was making sense to me. So I shifted into Irla, like main road place of happening, and build up a formal healing center, dispensary sort of thing. And it went on. But during this period, again, divine created intervention. I met Nipun Mehta from US. And the moment we saw each other, we felt some connection. I then later realized that while I was in Silicon Valley, he was also in Silicon Valley in IT those days. So there was some interaction, exactly where we don't know, but we could connect it very well. And he took little personal interest in my healing center and came up and looked at and all that. So he said, Yogesh, can I give you a couple of tips? And in the conversation it happened. He says, if you are offering this as service, don't tag as X amount of charge or Y amount of charge. And that immediately connected me with Dr. Hugh Land. He said, when a patient pops up in your life, to treat he or she is your duty. What commercial is up to you to decide. But in the Ho'oponopono belief that when person pops up in your life, you should treat him. So this both combined together, if my memory is right, 2011 or 12, I started giving all services on gift. People decide what they want to pay. So that further helped me. So people from lower middle class started coming in, and my services got expanded. So those days I would say was period of happening. A lot of things used to happen in my life. After Nipun Bhai's meeting, I met Jayesh Patel from Harijan Seva Sangh Ahmedabad. Both these guys become change agent in my life. And I used to ask questions. Suddenly, those old days, just bringing back like a Hindi film flashback. When I was 9 years of age, 2 guys had come at my home. One is Satish Kumar, one is E.P. Menon.
The famous Satish Kumar.
That's right. They had come to promote their book, Bina Paise Duniya Ki Paidal Safar. So in those days, I never knew the name, but that book had got printed on my heart. So after meeting Nipul Bhai and Jayesh Bhai, this came up. So I checked with them, do you know of a guy? Those 2 friends had walked in US and all. And Nipun Bhai knew, but the way I described, he was not too sure about is the same guy I'm talking about. So after about some time, he sent me a video, a YouTube video of famous Satish Kumar talk. And I said, yes, this is the guy. So to reconfirm, I came back and shown to father, is this the guy? He says, yes, he is the guy. So in today's era, when you know name of a guy, reaching him anywhere in the world is very easy. So I contacted Satishji in UK. Satishji, I want to come and meet you. He said, don't worry, don't be silly to come to US. I'm in UK, I'm coming to India. So meet me in Haridwar.
Satishji is also the same person, Schumacher College.
That's right, yes. So I met him in Delhi. And I told him about our interaction back in 66. Maybe the seed of Peace Walk was put in my consciousness in 66 by Satish Kumar. But yes, it took 47 years to sprout into a plant. So I checked with Satishji. Satishji, in today's era, what you will recommend? He says, same Yogesh, same walk. Take message of love and peace, walk, put seeds of love wherever you go. So that 2013 meeting with Satishji revived those memories, and I decided to do some bit of walk and go in walk in India. He said, Yogesh, you have spent a lot of time abroad, and if you really want to understand India, like Gandhi did, walk in India, go to villages, talk to people, engage with people. And he was silent about walk without money. But he just said walk and engage with people. And then best thing is to talk to neighboring countries. Said and done, India is such an amazing country. But India has challenge with all the neighbors. So how can you put seeds of love across the neighboring countries in India? So that came as most welcome advice. And I started preparing myself to do these walks. But it was still more a drawing board exercise. My body was not physical tested for this type of walks. I used to be more into exercising to gym and all.
And you were still practicing the healing part of it?
Yeah,
at that time.
that was on, right. So I had limited time because of my practice was on full time. But yes, the seeds were getting into bigger plants. So I shared with a couple of my masters and guide that I want to walk in neighboring countries and I want to do this and I want to put seeds of love and blah, blah. So almost for a year and a half, this dialogue stayed on a drawing board. I remember just around December, Christmas, my master from Pune said, Yogesh, तुम ये एक साल से बात कर रहे हो. You're talking about this walk and all that. But have you seen is your body ready? Are you really able to do it? You're talking for 1 year, but is there any action plan, date, schedule decided? And that gave me a point to think that I need to really get myself ready and prepare. So then I started doing, I used to stay in Kandivali, this area only. And my counseling room, dispensary, whatever you call, healing center was in Idla. I said, let's try and do it. So I started walking from here to Idla every day. So almost 6 months I did morning walk. So to get body ready that yes, I can do this walk. I had challenges, but yes, I'm early morning guy always. So I used to leave very early morning from here. And time of my dispensary, 9 o'clock, I used to reach walking. Then I told him that, sir, I can walk now. He said, Yogesh, but are you going to walk 16 kilometers per day? I said, no. I mean, plan is that to walk about 30 kilometers per day. He said, then do practice of that. So then I started doing walk up to Siddhivinayak from here, which was 32 kilometers. And people, friends, and a lot of people started asking, Yogesh, why you are walking so much? And I shared in my friends group that I intend to walk in neighboring countries. And huge amount of resistance came from families and friends when I said I'm going to walk to Pakistan. So I was also into palpitation myself, that complete negative wave from everybody in family and friends. Abhi kya karu? I don't know but I'm sharing real life experience on this. So today I was walking to Siddhivinayak on a Sunday morning. I just thought, I said, how I'll get indication from divine that what I'm doing is making sense. So I said, if I walk from here 32 kilometers, it's going to be 4.5 hour walk. If I get a coin from road, I'll treat it as blessing from divine. So practically my mind was constantly looking on the road, somewhere coin. I walked 4.5 hours, reached Siddhivinayak, kuch mila nahi. So I was disappointed that this is my brain game. It is not really divine blessing. So I was pretty dejected. I took off my shoes and went in the temple. Almost had tears in my eyes. I said, I'm trying to do such a wonderful thing, but maybe he's still not happy. And miracle happened. I bowed to the divine, and as I was taking my head up, somebody touched my head. I just got up and see priest was blessing me. And like in fist, he gave me something. And I had no idea why he's giving me. And I opened, there was 2 peda and 5 1 rupee coins.
Oh my God. Wow.
And I really started crying there. I said, what's your way to bless? Not from the road, and not 5 brand new coins given by priest. Normally in our culture, you give it to priest.
Yeah.
In first time ever in my life, a priest giving without asking something to you with money. So I made up my mind that now onwards not to see back. Continue on this. So that's how my walk seed picked up, and I started doing. Then I told my master, who was based in Pune, that I want to walk to Pune now. I was at a different platform now. Just come. So this happened in January, Siddhivinayak thing. March first week, I'll go to Pune. So I walked to Pune. I had my driver following with my car and luggage in that. And when first day I reached to Pune, yeah, I had money and all that. So we used to eat in hotel, whatever. But 5 दिन चल के गया. He welcomed me. Not only he, his father welcomed me. In Maharashtrian tradition, when a guy does on a pilgrimage, whatever age, elderly people also bow to them. So I was very humble that his father actually bowed to me. And especially master's father, doing that was very humbling. He said, Yogesh, abhi kya? I said, 4 days is a small thing. I want to do more practice. So I'm thinking to go to Gandhi Ashram. I walk on Dandi route and go to Ahmedabad. I said, good. So I called up Jayesh Bhai and says, Jayesh Bhai, I'm going to come walking to this. I just did Pune walk and I'm confident that I can walk. He said, yes, you're welcome. Next day morning, he calls up and puts a googly. Say, Yogesh, really, are you going to be walking? I said, yeah, मैं परसों निकलने वाला हूँ. He says, can I have a suggestion for you? I said, tell me, sir. He says, can you walk without money? And butterfly started moving in my stomach. I said, what to do now? You can't say no to him. So I just turned the topic and, closed the phone. Now what to do? I was struggling myself. I was not able to focus on my patients and what to do now. I was supposed to be leaving on 10th of March. I completed Pune on 5 days, so it was 5th ho gaya. And I delayed by a week, 1 more week. I'm raising, I have patience and bluff something. But I was not getting confidence I should do that. Jayesh Bhai is man of very few words. He called up after 15 days. He says, Yogesh, when are you leaving? And I know what struggle I was going through. I was not able to explain to him.
What was going inside you? Like, what was happening inside you?
I had a lot of worries that who will feed me? But I'll stay overnight. And if I'm going without money, खाना कौन देगा, पानी कौन देगा. And like, with so many years in US, you always is worried about water. You carry Bisleri bottle all the time with you. And that was a new era in India. Packaged water was picking up big way. So this was the more insecurity concerns were playing. Then Jayesh Bhai told me, that Yogesh, who told you to do this peace walk? I said, nobody, I'm doing on my own. He said, are you sure you're doing on your own? I said, yes. Are you sure you want to do that? I said, yes. He says, then what stops you? I said, sir, tell you very frankly, बिना पैसे मुझे डर लग रहा है. कौन खाना देगा, कौन पानी देगा, मैं किधर सोऊंगा. If you permit me, let me try with some money with me. He says, Yogesh, your choice. Like you made a choice to walk for peace. You made a choice, right? I say, yes. So same, you can make a choice to do something else. Nobody is compelling you to do this. But if you really want to do this work, this is what I recommend. Because when you walk without money, like you had shared this Ganeshji's example, when you feel universe is supporting you, you feel confident to do this work more. Like Bombay was one dimension walk, then walking to Pune was second dimension, you're taking this. Now you're going to walk to Pakistan. So if really you want to achieve it, you will know that universe is with you. And this is the simplest and best way to look at. And your master Satish Kumar had walked without money. So all this combined together, and he also assured that, Yogesh, in case of any challenge, I'll get you support in 2 hours. But please try. I'm sure you will not need it. But I'm also, safeguarding you. And even by 29th of March, I left. On 19th day morning, I reached Ahmedabad. Those 19 days, I would say, changed my life completely. Then onwards, I have never seen back. I would have walked by that time, by today, maybe almost 550 days of walk.
Almost 14,800.
Yeah, about. And all without money.
And you've been to so many states and so many villages along the way. And so when you walked to these places, I'm assuming that in some cases people know that you're coming. In some cases you show up suddenly and you just start talking to the first people that you meet, or the punch, or anybody who's a leader or a senior elderly person. What do you generally do when you reach such places?
See, typically, as you rightly put up, sometimes people know, sometimes we just show up. So we invariably try and find a temple, a Hindu temple or a mosque or a church or a gurudwara, whatever, and talk about that I'm walking for peace and we want to stay tonight and look for food. And people normally support that. As my experience went on, we realized that each sarpanch has a small meeting hall. So if you talk to sarpanch, normally he is empowered to do that. And sarpanch can organize food at somebody's place. So like this, we also started learning from just going to temple or a mosque or a church to look at sarpanch option. Then, as we started engaging with people directly, they'll ask, where are you going to go tomorrow? Then you say, I'm going to go to so-and-so village. Yeah, I know somebody in that village. So he'll call up. Yeah. So like this, it went on. So they will connect with somebody else. So then the person knows that I'm going to come, I'm going to be hosted there. So they will host us. So it's a mix and match of staying in temple or staying in some religious place, or through sarpanch into next sarpanch, or through a family into next family.
You have some education? Okay. One curiosity that I had was when you meet these people who speak different dialect, who are busy in their own lives, and you suddenly show up. what do you generally do with them? Like, is there anything that you follow, or it's an extempore kind of thing that you do with them?
See, normally this question comes up more into city area. In villages, people have been very kind. And like, as I said, in my childhood, I had seen in action Atiti Devo Bhava a lot. But it was still at book knowledge and it was from outside. But here you yourself going through that. So in the villages, not a challenge. But yes, into cities, people are running behind their work and all that. But most of the time in cities, to initial days, we used to have some contact with somebody. Somebody known to somebody used to host us.
Correct.
But when we walk so much large thing, then over a period of time. But generally, I would say, initially I thought Atiti Devo Bhava is India. But I today believe people may call by different names, but across the world, humanity exists. And in different forms, they may call differently. But when I walked into Sri Lanka, walked into South Africa, same came in different shapes and forms. But yes, humanity is a common thing exists across. And whether it's city or village, yeah, there'll be some variation here and there. But people been extremely kind. I don't remember, Hemant, a single day of 550 days of walk, I was without shelter or I had no food. As a matter of fact, like in current walk, we have some Adivasis, very village farmers walking with us. Like, I come to your home, you may be simply at a home alone, simply eating maybe khichdi or dal rice. But if I'm going to come at your home, it's a human tendency, you make something else. Don't make that simple. So same thing, when we go to people's home, they make something extra. And especially in the Jai Jagat 2020 Yatra of the last 70 days, people feed us with sweet in morning, in afternoon, in evening. So it's a fact that in spite of 30 kilometers walk per day, people are putting on weight.
Yeah, I'm sure.
People are putting on weight because some of these Adivasis, they hog, 10 jalebis in morning and 12 gulab jamun in afternoon. So type of sugar intake they get. But it in a way reflects that humanity exists in different forms.
Yeah.
People are extremely kind anywhere.
I'm reminded of Jesus Christ for some reason, because he would also travel with his disciples and he was always on foot. So I'm curious to know if you would, like you said earlier that whoever patient comes to you, your first priority is to heal them. So would you look for that in your walks wherever you would halt? Since the time you started walking, did you find opportunities to do that?
Yes, as a matter of fact, it's a part of our routine. Wherever we walk, normally, like let's say I'm coming at your home, you will be kind enough to support me with food, but you'll ask question why you're walking, what's the purpose of your walk.
Yeah.
You engage with people. So we look constant opportunity to engage with youth particularly. If I'm going to a village sarpanch, I'll say that can you call some youth people or some village guys where we can talk why we're walking. And I had seen movies about Jesus Christ. I had seen movies about our Guru Nanak Ji had walked also. If you see Swaminarayan, they also walked all over India. Gandhi Ji himself had walked. So walking is part of India's integral values, and all the masters we talk about had walked and connected with people. So yes, we are walking for peace, but still engaging people why we are walking. Like somebody is hosting us, he'll ask question, "Main aap kyun chal rahe ho?" So you engage with people. So normally we take all the opportunity possible to engage with youth. So we look at schools, colleges, sarpanch, a social organization, a Rotary or Alliance meetings. So invariably, every opportunity comes, we grab.
So why youth in particular?
Because they are going to be custodians of our future. If you put seeds of love, like I'm saying, Divine put me seed at 9 years of age, but it took 47 years to ripe. So I'm saying, I don't know how much time it will take, but it's maybe worth putting into you today so they can take on that for next. I mean, take it forward.